Nothing to say. Man, I'm so tired of living life like I don't remember everything that ever happened to me in all my other past lives. Honestly, people will call you crazy for saying that sentence. But I mean, what else can I say besides exactly what I just said? Oh, now I got something to say. Anyways, he must be in agreement. He's tired of it too. We live in a society where they demonize you for thinking outside the box, yet nobody is originally creative. Like everything everybody does is literally almost of the same origin, just flavored in a different way, if you understand what I'm saying. And so I'm about to give y'all something to really look into and spiral down. And I guess I could say for myself that I've reached the pinnacle of remembrance to the point I really don't give a fuck anymore. Not to say about anything. I learned that lesson. Your words is curses, man. As soon as you say a word or as soon as you feel an emotional state or embody emotional state, that thing becomes prevalent to your life as if it's the only thing that's happening. Because there's only the moment that we live in. There's nothing else. There is no past. There is no future. There is nothing except the present moment. I want you to go to gematria.org and I want you to look your name up. And I just want you to see what pops up on there. If you don't know what the Torah is, it's pretty much the original Hebrew transcription of the Old Testament. Now, when I say original, I know it's a lot of good book knowers out here, man. And you gonna tell me this was the original, this was. I'm just trying to convey a point. So let's just establish that. I'm just trying to convey a point. The Torah coincided with something called Gematria. Now, Gematria is numbers relating to letters, or rather to say letters relating to numbers. So you feel me? A equals 1, B equals 2, but there's a specific cipher to each letter. It's not just as simple as A1, B2, C3. Although that's actually called simple gematria. But besides the point, I'll give you an example. Satan and Jesus and Messiah actually all equal 444. And so it is to say that in some simulation matrix society, whatever you want to call it, these things are actually the same thing, or at least embody the same energy, and they do. And so there's a lot of connections out there that you can find through gematria. And so I've shown a lot of people this, not to say a lot, but a decent amount, and every single person is like, wow, this is mind-blowing, because the synchronicities that happen across your life. And this is another thing to say too. The common person, and by common, I don't mean common amongst men as we live in the flesh. I just mean a person who is only at a certain level in their mind. That is to say, consciousness. The average person is genuinely not going to be able to understand. So you can't really expect them to. It is no different than saying your parents would not understand the financial and economical state of the world as we live today, simply because in their time, it just is not what it was. Or rather, I should say that in those times, it was what it was, but it's not what it was that it is today. Today is an entirely different world we live in. There's entirely different technology, motherfucker. Even just words that we use, even the same words that they was using that we use have totally different meanings. This is so funny. I used to work on the railroad. Shout out my man Jake. He used to tell me this all the time, man. He'd be like, your generation's so fucked up because my daughter, she said, hashtag love you too. And I looked at it and I thought it was pound and pound you out. Anyways, he just said this little funny ass joke. I'm barely remembering now. I just wanted to say that. But anyways, shout out to my man Jake. But the generations is just so gone between each other that a person is not going to intellectually be able to comprehend or understand. Now, there are certain people of different generations that can comprehend exactly what it is that you're saying, or like what I'm saying right now. But with that being said, this whole world we live in is just some bullshit, man. I'm not going to lie to you. I really am tired of waking up every single morning pretending as if things aren't the way. No. Not that I should say that. I'm tired of pretending that the things aren't the way they are. Like, I wake up and I live in a world where people who have money, which is just paper script, it's just fiat, it's not even real. And not real like in the sense that like there is no importance to it. No, like it literally is actually a whole psyop. It's not real at all. There's nothing that backs it. There's just numbers that they type into a computer. And so, mind you, now that whole philosophy is essentially the very basis of what our entire society is built off of and around, is how much money do you have, or the lack thereof. And so I'm simply just tired of living in this, I would call it a fantasy. Really, I'm tired of living in this fantasy world where these things are the way they are. I would much rather like to see fruit growing trees across the entire United States. You know what I'm saying? Like, California's in a drought. This used to be like only a green land. And the thing is, like, honestly, you can go back and remember. And it's just so benevolent to me, because sometimes you have these experiences and people will call you names that are supposed to have negative connotation to it. My people out there that understand what I'm saying, you feel me. You know exactly what I'm saying. But it's time to stand up. If you too feel in this way where you're just tired of the things that are the way they are, you got to make a change for yourself, because that's the only thing you can do. A lot of people are brainwashed into believing that you're going to affect the system. It's not going to happen, buddy. It's just not. And this is coming from someone who's lived multiple lives trying to do it. I'm telling you, I'm just being honest with you. There's nothing that you can do individually that's going to change anything that's already done, unfortunately. As it is, and as it may be, there's the people who say that's not true, and I don't believe that. Belief is the absence of knowing. And I'm telling you right now, there's a lot of motherfuckers that already know what happens. And so I'm just here trying to give that message to you. A lot of people are under what I would say is MK Ultra psychosis. Truly, you believe things that make no sense. For example, that you should kill animals and eat their meat, which is only dead flesh that poisons your body. That don't make no fucking sense, man. Like, sure, it makes sense from the point of fulfillment of your body being nourished if there's nothing to eat. But if you look around, there's everything to eat, because everything has the opportunity to grow. We just kill it, right? I do government contracting, at least in this life. And I'm going to tell you something. I realized a long time ago that the government contracts that come out for herbal, like, not herbal, but what's the word I'm thinking of? Pesticide spraying. It just clicked to me, like, they've got a person for everything to not be the way it should be in the world. And it's the funniest thing, because you sit back and you say, damn, these motherfuckers are powerful. And we say they're not. There's always the hiatus of good versus bad. That doesn't exist. Good and bad doesn't exist. And I'm going to tell you why. Simply because you cannot be the measurer of what is and isn't. There only is a resonance in which is low and higher, and even that doesn't exist. And that's a pet peeve of mine, because people always say high energy, low energy. Energy is frequency, and frequency only moves back and forth, and it only goes slow or faster. That's it. You have a hertz, say 1 hertz, it moves 1 cycle per second, or if you have 2 hertz, it moves 2 cycles per second. It's not about higher or lower at all. So the whole understanding of these things themselves, just, they're not even in the right categories, so to speak. But anyways, my point is, I'm just expressing to you some of the grief that's truly built inside my heart. I bought this camera and I had plans to make a bunch of my own art, so to speak, through cinematic storytelling. And I've been here in Los Angeles now for going on a year. And I'm just like, dude, this is crazy. Like, who would truly want to live here, besides the people that are just part of the deception themselves? And so with that being said, man, I'm just trying to get back on my horse.